Hi, everyone. I see I've got a bunch of eyeballs in here, but I don't know really who is in here just yet or not. Um, Welcome to my live tonight. Gonna get down to business. The introduction you seen, give credit to Checking Convictions, a good friend of mine, a moderator of mine. Shout out to them for making the intro. And then the other video we just seen was a TikTok I made today for Marc Randall Fullerton. I just want to have 15. Who are my people in here? I'm probably not doing something right for real. Unless, those of you who are in here, please say something. That way I know, because it's showing I have 15 eyeballs up at the top. And it's a very important stream, so it's important that y'all let me know y'all are in here. So that way we can really shake, rattle, and roll. To be honest, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a shake, rattle, and roll tonight. Plain and simple. So, yep. Anyway, I'm sure y'all will. There is who's here? Who's here? I don't know who you are. Oh, Whitney. Okay, hi. I didn't know who you were, but then a lot of people don't know me. My name's Natasha McMillan. I was deemed the Boot Heel Sleuth just this past week because that's all I do is sleuth. Time I get, hey, Miss Jenny, Whitney, I guess I just had a little bit of a delay. Sheila, welcome. But the little backstory about me real quick. Let's see here, where to begin. I am a woman who just stays at home. I do not get out. I have battled cancer for a long time, and I don't let it hold me down by no means. It's kind of what a fuel point is for me. So therefore, I have a lot of health issues, so I stay to myself. I have a cat named Johnny Cash. Y'all might hear me talk about him quite a bit if y'all are in a lot of my chats or, or follow any of my videos or whatever. What brought me to missing persons? That's a long breath right there. Back in 2019 began a 2019 began a whirlwind of hell for me, where I was actually taken and held against my will several different times. I'd get away from the idiot and he'd hold me and things like that. It was December of 2019, I believe. Yeah, December 2019. Right before Christmas, a week before Christmas, my family had not heard anything from me. So my family actually put out a missing persons report on me, and it was a good thing because the night that the police showed up at the house where I was being held at, I was just telling my best friend earlier, that was a moment when I was scared to death. I didn't know if I was going to make it out of it. And this man had cut me with wire snips. He had pulled a gun on me and everything. So I am one of the lucky ones that go missing, and I'm still here. I thank God every day for that, because I do have a 22-year-old daughter. She's married. Her husband's in the military. They are over in Kentucky, and I just became a grandma for the first time on October 3rd to a grandson. So that's my backstory. And another reason why I do true crime is because also in 2019, my first husband, his nephew, went missing, and whenever we found him, he was an angel. So I went through that, and then in December 26th of 2020, my daughter's best friend, Madison, who actually was my daughter-in-law in a way. I claim her as a daughter-in-law because the guy she was dating a long time ago was sons of my boyfriend. So her name was Madison Elizabeth Lambert. Today is her 2-year anniversary. that she became an angel. So those two people, along with the stuff that I went through, is why I do true crime and why I do missing persons, because I know what it's like to be a missing person, and I also know what it's like to be on the ground and be looking for a loved one. So whenever my friend Brooks asked me if I could assist with this case, because I am here in Missouri, I am in Sykeston, Missouri. I do not care to let nobody know where I am, because I have 24-hour surveillance on me at all times, cameras and things like that. So, and I am pretty much in the center of town, almost. Yeah, pretty much. Outskirts, somewhat. Anyway, so that's why I do what I do. My goal is to help try to get as much awareness if I can, and I'm all about facts. I will pick a subject apart to the bone until I get the fact out of it. And like I know many of y'all are wondering about the post that I put up last in the Find Marc Fullerton group that I'm not on. And I do appreciate the lady Tina for I don't know if she's in here yet or not, Tina. If she is, if she's not, I'm not doxing you by no means. I'm just, stating what, I said. You message me, and, and that's what I want y'all to do. I want you all to message me. If anyone has any information about Marc or whatever, and you can't get a hold of his mom, dad, his Aunt Jana, or his Aunt Jenny, get a hold of me. For instance, Saturday, I had kids calling me saying it was Roadkill Diner. I know what their intent was of the phone call, to try to scare me off the case. It's going to take a whole lot more than that to get me off this case, off any case that I handle, or not really handle any case I assist on. Let me rephrase that, because I fought the devil and I'm still here. So that being said, let's see here. Jenny, now you and Jana be nice out there. I want to say thank you, first off, to the family for accepting me in and allowing me to help assist with this case. I wasn't really too sure about it whenever I first got the case, because of the length that Marc's been gone from you guys. But then again, I kind of like cold cases, but most of the time the cold cases I do try to assist on, none of the cold cases I've helped assist on or whatever, any missing person I was helped assist on has been an easy one. In the true crime community, we do get a numerous amount of missing persons cases a day. Had one hit today, an Amber Alert. I didn't even get a chance to get the live watched or anything before the turnaround was good. And every now and then, actually here lately, we've had a lot of good turnarounds where the lost are being found and safe. So, yeah. So we have the issue at hand with Pemiscot County. I want to go ahead and take care of some housekeeping here real quick with that. Pemiscot County, obviously, Sheriff Grimwell, I call him Griswold, like off of National Lampoon's character, for the simple fact he's not professional. He's not showing any professionalism at all. I had to reach out, and y'all have done a great job. I'll give you that. All you guys that have been working on this case since Marc's been gone from y'all are doing great. Most of the time when I go into and I guess in a way you could consider it a cold case, because there was no activity. There was no activity basically from law enforcement. I think we got that solved today, though. Pretty sure we did. Still waiting on a phone call back. So, hi Iris, welcome. The Pemiscot County Sheriff's Department, I did contact the Missouri Police Officer Standardized Training Director. His name was Kevin Foley. I reached out to him, and he has since got a hold of the Missouri State Highway Patrol, MSHP, Highway Patrol, DDC, what that department is, it is the Division of Drug and Crime. I think, hold on, let me make sure I've got that wrote down correctly, because I don't want to say it and it be wrong. But it is the Drug and Crime Control Center. Sorry, it's the Drug and Crime Control part of it. So, Group E, that's where we're located at here in Southeast Missouri, Troop E. And I mean, I'm just, like I said, I'm just waiting to get a call back. He did tell me that he had gave my number and my name. A little bit more backstory. I do have a past. I'm a recovering addict, and I thank God every day that I am, because of the simple fact that I could be out there ripping and roaring and acting stupid, but I also know that doing that kind of lifestyle is what cost my Maddie Bear her life and my nephew's life, and also my brother's, whose anniversary is tomorrow. So that being said, you kind of don't want to be working no cases like this, especially if you're under the influence. Let me just put it that way. So if anyone has any tips, any information to submit, if you don't feel comfortable contacting the Highway Patrol and asking for the Drug and Crime Control person or whatever for Troop E, I'll post all this stuff on the page and share it out here in a little while in the groups. But and I always say this in my cases, if you do not feel comfortable reaching out to the police, which a lot of people aren't. I mean, look how Pemiscot County has done y'all so far. You can reach out to me, and I will be glad to take your tip down. I've had a few people already contact us in the past 2 weeks since I've been on, and got some pretty good tips, I believe. But the one thing that they did say to me, Mr. Kevin did say, was that we can't just be going around digging up everywhere, which that's true, because if we did, then, I mean, we'd just all end up in the river probably. Yes, I seen that, Sheila, where they found him, and I believe there was also an arrest made in that case too, if I'm correct. I believe it was his brother that found him. I unfortunately have, excuse me, y'all, I gotta get a drink. I have unfortunately not gotten a chance to really look at the story too much. I did share it, and I have a bad habit of just sharing stuff without really reading it. But what I'm sharing, I know pretty much the basis of it. Sorry. So, I mean, prayers to this man's family, Swafford, I don't know how you say his name. There are so many missing persons cases in the state of Missouri. It is unreal. Oh, you can guarantee it, Sheila. The post I put about wanting to know who Ashley's, there's a tip it should always be looked into, but that's not how. You're right, Jana. You're so right. Every tip that comes in, and here's a little bit of things how missing persons go. When the police receive a tip, they need to take and they need to research that tip. So see, like the two tips that I mean, I've got another one, but I'm just holding off on that one just to see what this detective says whenever he calls me about this third one. I may not have to. I have just about picked a few of the things apart. And I mean, you asked Miss Jenny. She's great. And Miss Jana too. I think I've just about blew you both up at times with things, different questions and stuff like that. But I appreciate it, because when you have somebody to work with you on a case like this, especially familial support, which is family support, that means a lot to the person trying to solve it. And when there's no law enforcement that can help you really, you need that support of each other to rely on. So, like I said, we got that taken care of. If you have anything you want to say or whatever to the police and you don't want to say it to them, send it to me. I did get another listing of media contacts. The one I had, the emails were coming back as undeliverable. And sometimes it can just be a simple typo in the email. For instance, like one too many spaces after the email address is put in, or it. I've been doing this for a long time. Before doing the missing persons, I worked for Workforce Development, Southeast Missouri. I've actually had my own virtual assistant company that I started in 2016. So, I mean, I'm pretty well, yeah. And y'all have, Jana, I mean, y'all have had some good ones, but y'all also, I mean, I also seen where y'all had a few mishaps in there. But anyway, hold on one second. I just got. Um, there have been a few mishaps, but I say y'all weeded them out. And I don't know everybody. I'm not from Braggadocio. I'm not from the Boot Hill. I'm not even from Missouri originally. I am originally from Southeast Georgia. I was born there. And is there any way you can see who is watching this? No, Miss Jana, my lives are public for the simple fact that, for the simple fact that it's to raise awareness, basically, and things like that. But I'm gonna say this. At this point, because things are moving, things really are moving. Let them watch. Let them watch. Let them shake. Let them be scared. Because I'm not one to just say things. So, Ashley, if you're watching, and I hope like hell you are, and I don't care, you can report me. You can do whatever you want to do, but you better have good reason. I've already done that, Sheila. I've already checked into it. I have the same tools that private investigators use. I do. I have the same exact tools that private investigators use. Um, in my experience with the things I've dealt with in life, I actually know every step that the police take and all that stuff because I studied, even though I did not physically go to law enforcement academy, I studied all those things. So therefore, I know all the proper protocols and everything else. I have some connections higher up in the court systems and things like that. So bring it on is all I can say. Because I'm not. I mean, maybe just a tad bit. It aggravated me is what it did, and I don't like to get aggravated. Because if at any time I feel like I have to just jump up and protect myself in my home, it's not going to be pretty for the person who's causing me hell. Let me put it that way. Because like I said, I have danced with the devil. I have won. He is, my abuser is currently sitting in the Mississippi County Jail Detention Center. Not on charges related to me, unfortunately, because our great, magnificent former prosecuting attorney in Mississippi County would not file an arrest warrant, but he is in there now. So thank you for those checking into it. And the reason I put the post out there like I do is for the simple fact that I want you to know I know. I'm one of those type that I guess you could say I play with fire sometimes a little bit too much. But I've just lived a life that I'm not going to back down from anybody anymore. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I'm a survivor of life, plain and simple. But anyway, enough of that. But like I said, Ashley, I hope you're watching because I'm getting closer and closer and closer to finding exactly what you don't want found. Closer and closer. So it wouldn't surprise me none. And I mean, she can tear her whole house down for real. She can. Because it's where they messed up at is I'm just going to say they messed up when they did the crime scene. Because what Pemiscot County has done now is they've caused a rift. And whenever higher ups have to come in, when the Missouri State Highway Patrol has to come in fully and take over a sheriff's department, that means they're having to take away from their troop, which is a whole section. I mean, we're Troop E. We go from like one certain area to the next. And when they have to do that, that means it's taken away from troopers that can watch the road, for instance, the highway. Every day we have stuff. Nightbot. Oh yeah, y'all have to watch out for my Nightbot. He's temperamental. I have not got a chance to play with him yet, so he don't like caps, and y'all can play with him. He's cool. So he's a little silly. I just happened to look and see that. Thank you for the hearts. But the troopers, every day we have traffickers coming through here, and I'm not just talking about drug trafficking. I'm talking about, we have human trafficking that actually goes on through this area. I mean, we're connected to Highway 55. Interstate 55 is connected to Illinois, which can take you to Kentucky, which can take you to Tennessee, which can take you to Arkansas. Jump on at Kentucky, take 24 down to 75, and that's Kentucky, Tennessee, and Georgia, Alabama, all those areas. We are a trafficking. I mean, yeah, it's unreal, the shit that goes on in Southeast Missouri. So, I mean, it's not unreal. It's real life. So it's not unreal. Hotel, I hope this helps. It's been way too long. People have to defend themselves. Lots of cameras all over the place. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. And like I said in the beginning, I don't do anything but stay at home. So, I tell you what, I spend so much time on the internet that Cricket should just make me a part of their company, I guess, because that's who my phone company's through. I'm constantly having to add more data and data and data to my phone because of the simple fact that that's all I do is research from the time I get up till the time I go to bed. But life is about learning, right? How can you learn about life if you're not researching something? So, Mr. Marc Randall Fullerton, for all of you who are family, immediate family to Mark, can you please drop a 1 in the comments for me? I want to try to get a feeling of who's who here. We've got 32. Make sure y'all hit that like and sub button when you come in. The reason I say that is if you like the video, it puts me more in the algorithm of YouTube, and therefore more people can see what I'm doing on my channel, and more awareness can get raised. Oh, and I stay on my bed all the time, so that's why y'all see me moving around a lot, because I'm always stuck. All right, so there's 1. Y'all drop them 1s if you're immediate family, like mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, ex-wife, wife, child, grandparent, that. And if you're just a friend of the families, please drop a 2. And my channel is not monetized. I will go ahead and say this. I do not do this for money or anything like that. Do I appreciate donations? Yes, gladly. I do, because the donations allow me to put the data on my phone, allows me to pay for the subscriptions that I have to do the background checks, provides me the way to pay for the subscription to the federal records database called Pacer that I can get federal records from. And I mean, I can buy some food, so that way I keep my energy up so I can keep doing this. Did we lose Miss Jenny? I don't see her in here now, so I see 1. There she is. So we got 1. Whitney, I think you said you were cousin, right? Or what was, I can't remember what you said your relationship was. I know the outpouring support that I have seen in the groups just since I've been in is great. And I understand that when you're working a case like this and you just want your loved one home, it's normal to not. Who is Judy? All right, who is Judy? I don't see Judy. All right, well, y'all hold on a second. We have someone coming up, Judy. Hi. How are you? I can't hear you. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Judy. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Hold on, let me check this. I'm good. Can I ask what relationship you are uh to Mark?
I'm not related. I've just been
You're
helping
not?
and
Oh, I lost your screen. Judy, are you still there?
yes, I'm here.
Okay. You don't have to have your camera on. If you don't want your camera on, you don't have to have it on. You can turn your camera off.
How do I do that? I'm sorry.
There should be a part on your screen that says stop cam at the bottom. Are
Let me
you using
see.
a
Hold
phone or
on.
a laptop?
A phone.
Okay, yeah, it should be at the bottom of your screen. But I mean, it's
Okay.
okay. We can look at your pretty face.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. So, are okay. So I don't know everybody. So, what is your? Could you give us your name, Judy? What I mean?
A weaver.
Okay. I guess the reason I was asking is because I was wondering about the lady that was there the night, showed up there at the house the night that Mark vanished. I guess to get Suzanne.
Oh, okay. No,
You're
I'm
not related to
nothing.
her. Okay. All
No,
right.
ma'am.
So, what are your takes on the case? What do you feel like has happened to our Mark?
I just feel like you know. I feel like she knows what's going on. Uh, I I just have a burden for the family because I lost
Okay.
my dad due to a murder, and that's what's got me trying to send emails to different places and all to help them out to
Okay.
get more coverage on it.
Right. Where all of you sent emails to?
Dateline, Dr. Phil,
Okay.
Discovery ID.
Have you happened to hear anything back from them or anything like that? Or
Uh, I did, and I sent something to Jennifer. We've
is your
corresponded.
last name Skinner, Judy?
No, Weaver.
Oh, Uyghur. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Weaver.
Weaver. Okay, I'm sorry. I swear my
That's
ear only wants to work half the time anyway. So you have heard something back from you said Dateline?
Yes. They had sent me something, and I sent it on to Jennifer.
You mean Jenny?
Yeah, Jenny.
Okay. Okay. Well, right now, I mean, all that's great and stuff, but right now, if y'all want to send emails, get them emails going to like the local newspapers, KFDS 12. I do want to tell y'all this. I talked to KFDS 12 earlier. I called them. Jana, the lady talking is named Judy Weaver. I think there's a confusion about Judy Skinner.
Okay, I don't know a
Yeah.
Judy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I got you now, Jenny. I think I do. Yes, we are well aware this is not Judy Skinner up here on the screen with me. This is Miss Judy Weaver, who is had a burden on her heart to assist the family. She has reached out to Dateline and stuff like that, and we're appreciative of that. I know the family is. Uh, I think the family's going to be stuck with me even after we solve the case and stuff. So, yeah. But you said you've reached out to Dateline and they sent you an email back.
Yes, ma'am. They said
Okay.
that they were just checking into it.
Okay. Where do you live at, Miss Judy? Do you live close to where Ashley lived, or where
Uh,
Ashley lives?
I live. Uh, it's probably about 20 miles.
20 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
From
Lord, you
Wardell.
live like in Haytie or Kennett, then, don't you?
Wardell.
You live in Wardell. Oh, Well, then let me ask you something. Are you aware of did you ever hear anything about a lawsuit that happened between a gentleman by the name of Wolverton against the city of Wardell, which involved Sheriff Grimwald?
No, I hadn't.
Hmm. See, that's the type of sheriff y'all have down there in Pemiscot County. And I'm not scared to tell a sheriff what I think. I walked the field with Sheriff Brenton Farrell out of Mississippi County. We were looking for my nephew. And what are they going to do? Arrest me? I don't care. I've been in prison. I mean, I went to federal prison. So, yeah. So, I mean, if you're not going to do your job, give up your badge. Plain and simple. You were supposed to take an oath when you were hired as a sheriff, as a peace officer in the state of Missouri, to be one to protect and serve. Not protect your own ass and serve your own ass, or serve some hot dope-headed girl or whatever. You need to protect and serve your whole community, the whole county that you took an oath for. This man, Sheriff Grimwald, I have just uncovered today about almost a 200-page court document from 2018 to, I believe, 2020, somewhere around there. I've got it all saved on my laptop and stuff, but saved to the cloud. However, this is the type of people that y'all have in your county, over your county. I hear that he is not going to be running anymore. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. KFDS 12 said today that they were going to take my information. They weren't going to make any promises. And I told them, I said, well, it's like this. It's going to get some attention. It needs attention. It needs national attention. Because I'm telling y'all what's fixing to happen. One or two more key pieces is all I need. And I let the Highway Patrol people, or the Mr. Foley, know today about the post that I put out about wanting to know who her supplier was. Because I'm almost guaranteeing, I could almost guarantee you that her supplier, her dope dealer, her plug, her man, the dude that supplies her fix or whatever, I'm almost willing to bet that he was there. Now, we've seen text messages already between Mark and Amber, I believe, and Ashley, I believe, that, discussed that, well, he's got to make it to the end of the term first, Miss Jana. I mean, he could get fired before he makes it out. I mean, that is possible. I'd say Corey Hutchison, Sheriff of Mississippi County. I might have had a little bit of hand on some back research getting him out. Might have just a tiny bit, just a little bit. Yeah. He can lose that title real easy. And he's really close to losing it. But what was I saying? They are, yeah. Was the blood test to see? I seen you ask this question earlier. Mr. Pipkins, if that blood, are you talking about the blood on the comforter, Melvin? And the link's dropped at the top of the chat in case anyone wants to grab it and come up. I think I can have up to 4 people up here. Let me see here. Where is my thing at? Here, let me put this up here. A second, y'all. Let me pull this up here. Oh, crap. All right, you're talking about the cover and the mattress. If that woman bled that much, she's dead. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. The county said, no, it wasn't blood, Miss Jana. You want to know what that was? That was decomp. I'm sorry. But that was decomposition on that blanket. And in case you're wondering how long it takes for decomposition to start to form after a body is become an angel, it takes just anywhere from a matter of 2 to, and less is 2 hours, if not less than that. Considering June 2nd, I mean, I could pull the weather reports and stuff. I'm sure it was a pretty hot ass day in June of 2020. I remember June of 2020, and it was hot that year. So somebody is deceased compared to that blanket, that comforter. I'm sorry, but it's true. I've studied decomposition. I've studied a lot of stuff. I mean, I had the lady at the Highway Patrol today ask me if I was a private investigator. I laughed. I'm not a licensed private investigator. However, I am skilled enough to do all the things, and I do have the tools. I work with retired homicide detectives. I work with coroners. I mean, I'm one of those people that you don't want to tell that you committed some kind of crime, for the simple fact that if the police don't get you, I'm gonna haunt your ass until you turn yourself in, because it's nonsense. It's uncalled for. So, Mr. Pipkins, sorry y'all, just one second. Mr. Pipkins, would you like to come up? You don't have to show your face or anything. And I have another question too. Okay, alrighty, that's fine. I have another question too for the I can't remember who was it. Was it Jonna and Nicole? I believe those two. Mark's friend Nicole and the lady Jonna that went and looked at Billy Carlton's place. Was it 3 or 4 days? I believe they said after Mark vanished. If that was Billy Carlton's place, which is the Billy Carlton, I presume, that Ashley went and picked up the night of the 2nd, June 2nd, so they could come take a shower. Where were they in these couple of days? Were they still down at Ashley's? Or what? Can anyone answer me that? I asked it in the group, but I have not got a response on it yet. Be tested. With gunpowder residue, it has to have so much. There isn't no burns on it. If you're talking about the blanket, there might have been, but what's more important that's on that comforter and that mattress is a 3-letter word called DNA. When did they burn the camper to the ground? I'm telling you, I'll have y'all some masters at detective work in a matter of no time. If y'all, because this is all I do. This is all I do. The Idaho 4 case that's going on up there in Idaho, I've been covering that one too. They live down the road from your mom's. What I'm asking though, Whitney, is the video and stuff that Jonna and them posted on the group. All right. Bye, Miss Judy. Thank you for coming up. Appreciate all that you're doing. Keep up the good work. Greatly appreciate it. Billy lives in People's Sheds here in Portisville. People's Sheds, isn't that the government housing, the apartments? People's Sheds? We're fixing to find out everything, Miss Jana. It's forget Pemiscot County. It's Missouri State Highway Patrol now. So if anyone has anything they want to submit or whatever, and they don't want to go through the family and they don't want to submit to me or whatever, you can submit it to the Highway Patrol. Once I find out who the detective is, once he calls me back, if he does not call me back by tomorrow, I will be calling them again. And yeah, so we'll have the name of a detective. See, the Michael Coleman gentleman that is on the case as investigating officer for Pemiscot County, the Captain Michael Coleman or whatever, he's not even answering any calls. It's very unprofessional. Very, very unprofessional. So, yeah. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I heard somebody honk outside. I didn't know if it was somebody here for me or whatever, but hardly nobody ever comes by and sees me, so yeah. So anyway, back to what I was saying. You talking about the gentleman whose brother he found his brother? There's Mr. Pipkins. Let me explain this to all of y'all, and y'all might think I might be curt, I might be blunt, I might be short tempered. I am. I will not lie. I am short tempered, and I do get aggravated, and I do get mad, and I do say things for the simple fact. Marc Randall Fullerton has been gone for 2.5 years. 2 minutes is long enough to be away from your family member. He has 2 children. Very looking horrible from a field road besides Ashley's murder shack. Who threatened Jana? I want somebody to threaten somebody while I'm on it. Threaten me, you bitches, you little cowards. Threaten me. Please. Threaten me. Because like I said, I've lived my life and I've danced with the devil. Come after me. But I promise you this. If you think it's going to be a scene like we're just going to shut her up and that's going to be it, oh, you better pray like hell. You better bring the National Guard with you. Because I live in a camper myself, but I'm going to tell you right now, I got more ways out of this thing than you could even think. Because you only think there's only a few ways in. No. I'm a survivor of violent crimes. So, yeah. All right, so let me check here at the comments real quick. Sheila Jones said, I heard Butch's brother. Okay. Has about Mark. Here are the things with the speaking out about people and things like that. I want some proof. I want it in a message. I want it in writing. I want a recording. Because once you have those things right there, what they gonna do? Exactly. And it shouldn't stop Miss Jana. Hell hath no fury like that of a loved one who has someone missing. And definitely hell hath no fury of someone who has a loved one that could have been murdered. And it hurts me to say it because whenever we are dealing with missing person cases, you always want to hold on to hope. You never want to talk in past tense or anything else, but it's in black and white, basically. Or in this situation, brown and a match. It's in a brown comforter, a mattress, some duct. It's bullshit. You know, it's bullshit. Who talked about Mark today? When has he said a few things? See, these are the things I do, y'all. I take a statement just like that. When did he say it? What did he say? How did he say it? Who was around whenever they said swerve? Is he a part of a curve? Like, is he Swerve or what? Does he have a real name? Because I'm sure his mom and daddy did not name him Swerve or Cabbage Patch Field where he was born. Hearsay, and let me tell you something else. Hearsay is the one biggest thing that can get a case, especially a murder case, thrown out of court in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. It's inadmissible evidence. I mean, you have to have clear facts. I mean, it's the truth. That's another thing. I do paralegal work also. I mean, I am skilled to the brill. John Swafford. Swerve John Swafford. So his name John Swafford and his street name Swerve. And I'm presuming he has a history, a background or whatever in the state of Missouri or what. I mean, it won't take me but 1 second to run it. So And this is the same, this John dude is the same one whose brother was just found in Portersville, correct? And was arrested. That, I mean, I've got to get clarification on that arrest part, but is that what I'm hearing correctly? Because it won't take, but once I find out who the detective is on the case, okay, Sheila, he knows Ashley. Does he supply drugs to Ashley? Let me ask you that. That's what I want to know. I want to know those people. I want to know Ashley's tight-knit circle. So tight, like, I mean, the night that she did the recording 6 months after Mark had vanished, she had Billy there with her. Billy Carrollton. She said so on the recording. So see, as y'all can tell, there's a difference between knowing and having knowledge of. Knowing would be, okay, I've seen them together. There's been pictures of them together. There's been conversations I've been in that I can quote, things like that. And I don't mean to be rough. I don't, by no means. I'm just saying these are the facts and these are the things that you have to look for when you're dealing with a missing person case and a possible murder. Okay, so you could find out, would you be asking Ashley or would you be asking John? Because when you're doing research and you're doing investigations like this, you want to do, Whitney, I like you. I like you, Whitney. Anyway, you got to know the who, the what, the how, the why, the when, the what the hell ever. And I apologize to y'all if there's some church folks in here and stuff. I mean, I usually, when I'm riled up, which I usually am whenever I'm on these cases and stuff like that. I mean, I've had I've put in a lot of time on this case already, so I want to find this boy. I want to get him home for y'all. He's not a boy. He's a man. He's a young man. He's a father. He's a son. I don't know if if Paul Wayne and one of his buddies, okay. Paul Wayne. Paul Wayne has a background, right? Am I correct? He does have a background here in the state of Missouri. Please tell me yes. Miss Sheila, if you ask someone in Portersville, make sure you get a recording or you get it in writing. Can someone put in the chat, Tina, one of y'all, I want Paul Wayne's exact spelling of his name. Who won't be touched? Tell me somebody won't be touched. Ask Van Lynn Owens. The most nuisance, most aggravating. He got a cop that wasn't a cop, but he really was, out of Mississippi County, Missouri. Look where his fat ass is sitting now. He couldn't be touched for years, they didn't think. When's the last time he caught a charge, Mr. Pickens? I don't want to suppose either. I want to know if you know when's the last time he had a charge. Paul Wayne tried to hang himself? He didn't succeed, obviously. I mean, if he wants to die, all I need is a verbal statement from him on recording. And then if he wants to go find the highest tree in the state of Missouri, so be it. His blood's not going to be on my hands. Because what that statement's going to do is that's going to put us 20 steps closer to the exact whereabouts where Marc Randall is. He has charges pending. When did he catch a case? Hold on a second, y'all. Let me see here. I won't be able to see. I mean, I can see the chat off my phone, but y'all just give me 1 second here. I'm messing with y'all, and I know y'all are some pretty smart people down there. Y'all better not be trying to hack into my computer. I don't care if you do or not. I mean, for real, because it's like this. I don't care. Because what y'all can do, I can probably do better. I'm just saying. I get silly from time to time. How many of y'all are familiar with the CaseNet? See here what we pull up on old Mr. Oh, wow. Boy, boy, boy. I love it when they're like this. April 2020. Looks like we're dealing with this a career felon here. Got 1896. 2020. All right, so we got 2 right there. 2020 right there. Right there. Okay, so it was bound over. A guilty plea. So he date of disposition was just January 17, 2023. Deliver. Oh, he got a SCS. Are you serious? Aw, smack somebody on the butt and call them sugar. Huh. Who was his sentencing judge? Let's see here. Crothersville Police Probation Parole Office. Go right over here and check this out here. Waiver of extradition. Payment. So this is the one y'all are saying is her plug, right? Am I correct? 2020 is whenever the arraignment was scheduled. Waived it. Okay. All righty. I'm taking it he didn't do too much time in jail, did he? Of course, it's not going to give me that. I've got that marked, and I will get him. I was in his court documents when I worked for a law firm. You got law firm experience, Whitney? Send me an email, please. I may can put you to work. I found that's what we were just on, Sheila. I seen that, and he's got an SCS for a delivery. Where is this man at right now? Paul Wayne, oh Paul Wayne. If you're watching this, you're a bitch. Man up. Or you're going to be facing the death penalty. And I'm sorry, but we do have the death penalty here in Missouri. And I will help this family do nothing but get anything less than death. I don't even want you to have life. I want you to have death in prison. Off with his head. Sheila, we got it already. Thank you. So I guess it would be safe to say he's in Pascola. Whitney, please send me an email. My email's running across the bottom of the screen. It's the, I think it's the right one. Hold on, I'll tell you. Should be the risenvoices@outlook.com. So, I mean, if they're watching, I mean, I've got suicide prevention up there and everything else. I mean, they can reach out and grab a lifeline. They might want to grab the sexual assault lifeline thing because when they go to prison and they're a guy, them guys in there don't care if they pretty or not. They better hope they got some Vaseline for their booty. Yeah, there's my email right there. risenvoicesoutlook.com. Or you can send it to the pw.syvc as well. My blood pressure is up right now. I done got aggravated and upset. Where's Pensacola at? Ain't that down there by Bernie and crap like that? These are the two that failed it. I know, you know, what had happened with Billy. They gonna wish they failed at something because they fix to be failing at life for real. And he just, a disposition was just made on the 17th of this month. So that was just last week. All right, so let me ask y'all this. Besides the dodo hoe, yeah, I called her a dodo hoe. That's street, dodo is street name for dope. And hoe, I mean, there just ain't no hoe substituting that. So dodo hoe, maybe 10 minutes from her house. What's 10 minutes from her house? That's where they live, or that's where Paul Wayne lives? Because see, we've already got it confirmed, basically, from the text messages between Amber and Mark and Ashley, those three. Which, I mean, good job. I mean, I won't say this, and I really hope I don't make anybody mad, and I really hope I don't hurt nobody's feelings by saying this, but whoever got the little message thing going between Mark and Ashley and Amber, those three right there, whoever got those screenshots going, who got those screenshots going? Can somebody tell me that? Between Mark, Ashley, and Amber. I don't know if Nicole was involved in it or not, but who out of those got the screenshots going? What I'm saying is, who was the one that told Ashley that Mark, you know, knew basically that she was getting high with Paul Wayne and things like that? Is there another Amber that's not his cousin, Miss Jana? Because one Amber was in rehab or whatever and told my cousin that Mark was her boyfriend. Just saying. Yeah, Amber knows Ashley real well. I've seen that. I don't know that. I mean, I've never met him or whatever, but yeah. Ashley better pray I never meet her on the street. And I can't tell you how many times I've threatened to go catch a case just because somebody was in jail that I wanted to be in there and whoop their ass for. I mean, I'm not a fighter by no means. But what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. So these messages, these text messages between Amber and Mark and Ashley, is Amber his cousin? Amber's Paul Wayne's wife? Okay. So who took? I mean, you get what I'm saying, though. Y'all. This is where it gets real solemn right here. This is the nail. This is the hammer. This is hitting the nail on the head with the hammer right here. So Amber didn't screenshot anything and send it to Ashley first? How many Ambers are we dealing with here? I want to know which Amber was in the text messages between Mark and Ashley and Amber. Okay, his cousin Amber got the messages, but I'm talking about who is the one who was in the messages with them. The Amber that was in the messages with them. Frank Merrill. Hi, Frank. Do you have information? Is that why you sent me an email, honey? Cousin Amber. Okay. Cousin Amber and Mark was going back and forth. Okay, and Cousin Amber, her last name is what? So it's just his cousin. And this cousin is married to Paul Wayne. Does anybody know if Amber is able to get online? No, what, Tina? No, she's not able to get online. And this Amber, she's married to Paul Wayne, right? Different Ambers. Okay, so this one's not married to. Has Amber and Mark always been close? Real close? Did he feel like he could trust her with his life? I haven't received an email yet from anyone that I know of. Let me check my other phone. Okay, so let's just. Okay, yeah. Amber Garcia is his cousin. Yes, if there was another Amber, I said yes. Yeah, I did ask because I was a little myself. Hold on a second. I've got stuff coming in my phone looking right here. Who's Carolyn? Carolyn Stevens, are you in the chat? You're David's son, mom, Carolyn. All right, Whitney, I got him. I was like, who is? Okay. She is. Carolyn, if you're watching, tell Jimmy I said he's a bitch ass coward. Yeah, Jimmy Mosley, you're a bitch ass coward. You, Paul Wayne Lafferty. Paul Wayne, you really a bitch. I did 60 months in federal for conspiracy for buying pseudoephedrine pills, and you can't even go do no state time. You're a bitch. Ashley, you a straight up cunt ass bitch. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I only really sleep like a good solid day, usually toward the end of the week. For the simple fact that I'm not stupid. By no means. And I mean, when you're dying of cancer anyway, I mean, you kind of want to enjoy every minute that you have alive. So I do. I mean, I fight my sleep a lot of times. When I pass out, I pass out. I mean, unfortunately, I have to sleep for a long time when I do, but hey. So just know, and I mean, I know y'all have heard about Minor Police Department, Minor, Missouri, Sykeston, the worst place to live. Bring your ass on. Yeah, I have no teeth. I have cancer. I had to have all of my teeth surgically extracted years ago. Was told they got it all out. They didn't. I hope the bitch is watching, and I apologize again for the for the for the bad language. I bet you she won't bring her ass to Minor. I got a perfectly wide open field out here. One on each side of me. One's even got a cross back here in the ground where somebody buried a dog. I mean, I'm sure that it can be arranged where, just saying, no, I'm sorry, my daughter who's been estranged from me for a few years, she's unblocked me, and she just posted a Snapchat. So I have a beautiful daughter, beautiful daughter. She gets on me all the time, or she used to when she was talking to me all the time. Mom, you're gonna get yourself killed. It is what it is. Who wanted to be made at Netflix over this? Ashley? Are you serious? I do true crime on YouTube. We went to, she might could fit in with Bullshit Betty and them, possibly. They could tragedy pimp her ass on out. Paul Wayne goes to church. He better go to church. Me and God have a fight about every other week. We do. We have a fight about every other week. So far today, I'm holding it in pretty good. So far, so good. I'm holding it in. We done narrowed that down, Miss Jenny. We just narrowed that whole thing down. I missed it if anyone said when I asked if Amber was somebody that Mark could trust, that he felt like he could trust with his life. I'm asking that for a purpose. She got her degree on Dateline. Well, I got my degree in everything. I've been going to school since 2002 when I got my GED. I've got the school credits to prove it too, so. But I need somebody to answer me that. Is Amber someone Mark felt like he could trust with his life? Was he talking about moving up? Is that where Amber went to, Springfield? Because, I mean, last time I run a check on her, and I said that she was in Poplar Bluff. I commend, hear me out, I commend anyone who can break away from this area. That's so funny, Tina, because let me tell you something. Like I said, I do true crime every day. Every day. 2 or 3 times a day. I've got this notebook, and about 5 more full of cases. I need y'all to get a message to Amber for me from Mark. If somebody can. Now, this is a serious moment right here. She's coming in. Okay. You mean she's coming into the live, right, Whitney? Y'all probably think I'm batshit crazy. For real. I am. I'm not gonna lie, I am. But my craziness has helped me a whole lot in life. And it's also gave me answers to give to other people when there wasn't any answers. There's my girl right there. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome to the chat Miss September Virgo. I've been sleuthing. September, I've been sleuthing. September is one of my mods. I think. Ain't you one of my mods? I believe she is. I'm telling you in just a, yes, she is. She's one of my mods. And if she can join, I need her to. September, you missed it. I might need a security for real. Just joking. September, no. I play on sites like Dark Web and Tor, 4chan. We've uncovered a lot, haven't we, September? When I go to sleuthing, I sleuth. That's understandable, Miss Jana. That's. Is it Jana or Jana? Jana or Jana? You might need to. September, what we're dealing with here is the case of, he was 35 at the time, Marc Randall Fullerton. Oh, let me get you a picture here. Y'all bear with me a second. I got to jump off here for a moment. Interlude. I didn't think I was ever going to figure out StreamYard again after I figured it out. But I did. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to play this thing right here, wherever it's at. Did y'all get to watch the talk I made for Mark? How many of y'all got to watch that or no? Jonna. Okay, Jonna. Okay, I got you. Gotcha. All right. I'm going to share this screen with y'all right here. On the screen, September, is Marc Randall Fullerton. It says last contact was 6/3. Actually, it was 6/2, 2020. He was involved with a girl that he had only been with for 4 weeks named Ashley Hunthausen Palmer Dopeho Braggadocio Dopeho. Plain and simple. Braggadocio, Missouri. Left in only a pair of black shorts. No. Better send me a Facebook message. I will. Anyway, Mark vanished into thin air and wearing only a pair of black shorts. He had just had dental surgery done. He didn't even have his teeth in his mouth. The reason why is because Mark has not been seen or heard from since June 2nd. Missing person out in Pemiscot County. I almost said Mississippi County. So I'm going to let y'all watch this little TikTok I did today. I'm not the best at them. I only got almost 4,000 followers. But yeah, here we go.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about.
That is Marc Randall Fullerton. Pretty guy. I mean, if he was, I hate to say this, but I mean, I don't hate to say it. I wish that I wouldn't have been covering his missing persons case because, well, yeah. Well, September, I don't think it was his bed. I think it was her bed. When's the last time he talked to his mom? Was it the second or was it the first? Or when was the last time he talked to his mom? Because I narrowed it down to the second, considering that she called Miss Debbie the third. And yeah. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know before Amber gets here. Here's another thing about me. A lot don't know is I have a sense where I can see things and I can feel things and I can hear things. When my baby girl Madison was missing, I lived in a 2-story townhouse. You couldn't get to my bedroom window except for a ladder. The last time he talked to his mom, or the 4th is when Miss Debbie filed the missing person report. He's very good looking. I'm not gonna lie. My little friend that comes by and sees me, he better be lucky that I can't get involved with people of another dimension. I mean, I can, but I mean, I'm just saying. See, she told her on the 4th, so y'all, I hate to say this, Mark went missing on the 2nd. Yeah, I'm almost guarantee it was the 2nd. I'd put money on it. Oh, September, you missed it. I done had a throwdown in here. I mean, I done went smooth off. You catch the replay of it, but I didn't. I mean it. You got this dope hoe. You got another guy named Paul Wayne who's got SES, a suspended execution of sentence for a drug charge. Oh, I think it's funny. And the reason I'm just sitting here like in limbo, y'all, is for the simple fact that I'm waiting on to see if she comes in or not, so that September can see me. I've been like going non-facial. Actually, put my makeup on this evening because I had to cover up. When I get my nerves get real bad, I have a bad habit of like just doing like this right here. Well, I have nails now since I can't bite them, and well, yeah, my nerves are bad. My nerves get real bad, but it pushes me. So I know you will, September. We're gonna have to get on 4chan too another time too. Hold on, what? Check it. Ashley was staring at Mark on the 2nd. September, do me a favor and run back through the hold on a second, Tina, I'll get to that. September, do me a favor and run back through the comments real quick. Give me a read on what you're reading off of it, please, if you don't mind. Miss Jonna, are you who? Last time Deb talked to Deb was that Monday. All right, so Miss Deb last talked to Mark on the 1st, right? And then she finds out on the 3rd, a few hours. I've seen pictures. I just don't know which. Tell me what you're reading off of it, September. Just give me a read. Like, tell me what you're. Tell me if you're sensing what I'm sensing, almost for real. I mean, you done hit on some of it a little bit. All right. Get her on the link and bring her up here. Whitney Nightbot's gonna get you. Anyway, what I was saying though is I have I can read things and I can see things and I see shit I don't want to see. The Idaho 4, I'm in Missouri and I could tell you what the rooms look like up there in Idaho, the site that the police walked in on. And I haven't seen nothing, like no actual crime scene photos, but yeah. Tina, what are you talking about? What I was saying about my daughter? I was just saying that I have a beautiful daughter and that she posted a Snapchat. Okay, there is hold on, I'll drop the link again for her. Hold up. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Wait, you gotta see it, woman. Maybe please, I ain't saying it. I want to see it. Can I see it? Well, hell, ain't a lot of supposed to be done right now in this case, but it's yeah. I don't think that's gonna hinder. That's not gonna hinder the case any, right there, Miss Jenny, for real, because the whole police thingamajigger is jumped. Okay. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm blessed.
Okay. I have something I need to tell you.
Okay.
It's not your fault.
I told him that it would be okay to go there.
It's not your fault.
I know. I know.
And I have chills like all through my head and run down my back right now.
Sometimes I feel like it, if I had just told him, I told him that she was never going to change, that she was the way she is. But he was so sad, and he was in that motel room, and he was alone, and he had nobody.
He was very unhappy. He was very unhappy.
He was coming to live with me, and she knew that. He was coming to stay with me. We were going to get him out of here and start over in Springfield, the way I did. He had
kudos to you. You have anything you need that I can help you with or whatever, just reach out to me and I'll do everything I can. Are you up at like Joyce Meyer's place up there?
Oh no, I'm at home. I came home. I'm currently
home.
living. Yeah, I came home a year ago, and I came home a year ago. And sometimes, I don't want to speak about it a lot because I'm in this county, and I have a past which I'm not defined by now, and I've come too far. And I feel like sometimes if I speak out, they're just going to label me like they labeled everybody else.
You know what, honey? Let them talk, because they're
Well, I
going
mean,
to be the ones who's rotting in hell, or who are serving a life sentence in
I
prison, because
mean,
they're
you
going to
know,
get the death penalty.
I believe in redemption, and I believe that, even if they came to the Lord and got forgiveness, they would still have to tell what happened. They would, in order for any kind of redemption to take place, that's between them and the Lord. But the Lord would not have this go uncut, not, kept down. I know everything is on God's time and not my time, but I just don't ever see an end to it in the current state that it has gotten to and had gotten. I had all those messages and nothing was, they didn't want them. They didn't care. They didn't want to hear how she had threatened his life the day that he was coming home with his mother from getting his teeth pulled. I mean, she threatened his life that day. That day. She called me when they were at his dad's house picking up medication. She called me when he was with his ex-girlfriend in front of the truck standing out there talking. She was livid. She was livid over a stimulus check. A stimulus check.
Are you talking about the day? What day are you talking about
The
that this
day
happened?
the day he was coming home from getting his teeth pulled.
Oh,
She
okay.
called me. She called me. She called me and called him every name in the book but a white man and told me I needed to call him and tell him. All he had to do was give her $300. He just needed all she needed was her lights on her car fixed. She told me that he took her stimulus check. He had gotten her stimulus check and went shopping. Okay, and so her check, or he'd spent all his money. He had spent all his money on going shopping, which, by the way, there was no new clothes found anywhere. But that
Well, he
her
just
check,
left in a pair of black pants. I mean, you think if he went shopping, he'd have more on than a pair of black shorts.
listen, she told me that his stimulus check was coming. Her stimulus check was going to go on his card that he owed her. And I said, Ashley, that's not true. I was in the same situation. I couldn't get my stimulus check because I didn't have a card. And we tried to get it put onto the man I was involved with at the time's card. The government wouldn't do that. I said, so Ashley, that's just not true. And I said, first off, I didn't even know Mark was going to get his teeth pulled. You understand? I didn't even know. So I was in shock that she was telling me he went and had every tooth pulled out in his head and was coming home with his mother. I said, I'm not about to call him with his mother coming back from
Right.
something like that. So he got home, and somewhere around in there, I don't know, that day or the next day, because this is going on so long. So when they were outside of my cousin's house, and he was inside getting medication, and she's told this to everybody, that he was in Kevin's doing this, and that. Well, she called me while she was sitting outside of there, and she's prone to use her FaceTime when she talks. So I knew she was there. Then she was irate and livid then. The only hopes that she had was she was going to get high from him going in there and getting medication for pain. You understand? Then she called me back and was even more mad. She'd already threatened she'd already threatened to do something to him when she wanted me to call him while he was coming home with his mother. That little MFer should have done this and should have done that. Okay. She already threatened. There were all the messages that Mark had sent me back and forth, telling me about certain people being there, that he was uncomfortable. You know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say any names
Right.
because
And that's understandable. I mean, it's fine.
I live here. I moved back here. So, I don't feel with the things that I feel, the way that I feel that this was handled. And then prior to me having my change of life and being who I am now to who I was then, law enforcement is,
Do
yeah,
you feel safe being there or no? Because Pemiscot County is no longer on this at all.
I would not have come home because I have the Holy Ghost.
involved in this right now.
Oh yeah, exactly. So when all this took place, the Lord spoke to me and told me to leave it alone.
Okay.
To leave it alone. I may never know. I may never know. But I already know. I already know. I already know. I don't care who did what, who took what away. It's her fault. It's her fault, and all the other people are. But if I spoke about it and come out and broadcasted everything, because when I went on social media during the time of hashtag Save the Children, and I did hashtag Save Mark or Justice for Mark, and I said what I said about what did our county expect when we. Nobody can hear me, but you.
I mean, if you won't call me after the live,
When I made some very bold, truthful stuff.
that's what I do. I lay it out for them.
Well, I made some very bold, truthful statements about what they elected into being what we have as a sheriff.
Yeah.
And he called Kevin and asked Kevin to have me remove it. But everybody in town, I mean, his wife called my daughter to their home and told her that, spoke down on me to my child. Your mother doesn't know what she's talking about, blah, blah, blah. Girl, I said, listen, you go in there and you ask my daddy if it's true what I said. And she called me back and she said, well, just because it's true doesn't mean you should have said it. The
truth sets you free.
Well, but her best friend is their son. And she was like, and they called her to her home. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I was still living away from here and I felt scared for my child. Most definitely. Most definitely felt scared for my child because they called her into their home. Since I have moved home, I have made my amends to said man because that is what the Holy Ghost will have you do. Whether you're right or wrong, you have to make amends and be right on your end. But that doesn't change how I feel. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't change. She did it. She did it. She did it. And anybody that's involved with it, I don't feel like that there will ever be anybody have any time served or anything.
There will be. There will. When I say there will be, there will be.
I mean, it's going, you know, it's just heartbreaking to see that Jonna and certain members of Mark's family, because poor Debbie, you know what I'm saying? Just poor Debbie.
I love Miss Debbie already.
Poor
Y'all
Debbie.
stuck with me for life. I hate to tell y'all that.
Poor Debbie. You know what I'm saying? Poor Debbie. But for the only people, anything that Jonna found or that she does, they discredit or say that she ruined it by doing it or whatever. But she's the only one doing it. You
Well,
know
I went above their head. I did. I went directly over their head. They would not answer any of my calls back. I took it straight to the director of the Department of Public Safety, who has now got us in place with the division of, what was it, y'all? The division of drug and crime, I believe, or something like that.
I mean, I just can't fathom the fact that in text messages that I turned in and showed him, he speaks about how she rode him and stayed on him until he partook in a drug that I know he didn't care for.
Right. Drug and crime control, it will be the main detective over DDC is who we will be dealing with.
And, you know, he states in his text that it made him sick. So, I mean, I can't understand. And, you know, she had called me at one point telling me, okay, she would like me to believe that the issues that I've had in my life that happened when my grandparents and my mother and everybody passed away, certain things she would have liked for me to believe that Kevin was involved in and knew about. Here nor there, it doesn't change the fact that I love my family no matter what. And I don't blame him for anything that went on, but she was like, do you know that he has $2 million in his bank account? And I'm like, Andy,
do you want to know why she has made it such a point to badmouth and put everybody else down? Because she is guilty as hell.
Girl,
Plain
that's
and
all
simple.
listen, I have known her my entire life. That's all she's ever done about anyone. It's not just this case scenario because she's involved in it. That is who she is. She
She's
couldn't do it.
guilty and she is a hurt soul. That's exactly why.
Let me tell you
But
right now.
whenever it comes to a point where somebody takes somebody else's life, I have no mercy for them.
I mean, and I can't even fathom as kind and as helpless as he was in that whole situation, why all those men that did beat her and the things that,
They
okay,
just need to get some prison.
I would say that I would say that men shouldn't beat women. But let me tell you, I knew her. I knew her. And let me say that not all men beat her. Some men physically removed them from her themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But to take such a kind person as Mark and just for what reason? Because he was going to leave? Because he was going to leave? It doesn't, I cannot understand how Debbie had gotten that horrific picture. And, she had just been going on and on about what Kevin had in his bank account. How can you not put together that they could have possibly been trying to kidnap or make it look like something like that to extort money out of him? You know what I'm saying? And then something went wrong. Either way, I just think that she got to waving that. She waved that gun at me before, and I took it from her and handed it back to her and said, "You're not worth a killing. Someday I won't be like this." And she's waving it around and she shot him. But
Here's what I saw. And I've only been on the case 2 weeks. I mean, sometimes I can pick right up. Sometimes it takes me like a day or so. What I saw was them in the room. I mean, I don't know which room it was or whatever, where it's supposedly the
her
kitchen.
bedroom. Well,
The kitchen is.
Let me tell you what happened. When I left her house and I was sitting in the hotel room, I was in bed, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, the alarm went off, just blaring. And I stood
Wasn't
up.
it set?
No. And I looked over at the couch beside me, the couch in the hotel room, and Mark was slumped over like this. And he was, that video Take On Me back in the day that was all drawn in sketch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he's been over like this, and he's just water's ringing off of him, but it's all in black and white, and it's just like flowing off of him. And he looks over at me, and I knew he was gone. And I knew he was gone. And I knew he was gone.
Is this the night of the second, going into the third?
This is when I came home to my son's graduation, and Jonna called me. All through graduation, my phone kept going off, and when I told her, I said, I'm at graduation, I can't talk. And she said, Mark's missing. Call me as soon as you walk out the door. I walked out my son's graduation and went straight to Kevin's and sat down with Jonna and Kevin outside. And she asked me if I would go out there, take her out there. And I said, Jonna, she really won't say nothing with you out there. And at this point in time, I had not physically been around her in years, but she had been in mine and Mark's conversations because, I had been talking to Mark so much and so often. But that's why it shocked me, too, that he didn't tell me he was getting his teeth pulled. But I went out there the next night. I believe I went out, or asked Jonna, did I go straight out there? I went and bought her pads and toilet paper.
Yeah, because she was bleeding so bad.
Okay, so when I left there, I went to the back, I guess, and talked to Jonna, and then I went to the motel, and it was that very night, that he was gone. At least he showed me that he was gone. You know what I'm saying? Because my heart has never been like, he's going to walk back into our lives. He was gone. And in her kitchen, where she has never a day as long as she's lived out there, in her kitchen windows, there's all these shot glasses. They'd always been there. So I'm in her bathroom, and they're all broke and in the bathroom. And I'm reading off the pink slip, and I'm asking her, reading 3 different pink slips off, and I'm like, and I come to the washer and dryer, contents of washing machine. She said, you mean they took my moldy towels? Okay, your moldy towels. Her instinct was not to lie about them. It was my moldy towels and rags. They took my moldy towels and rags. Where was her blankets? Where were her sheets that she bled on? She's not asking they took her blankets that she'd been bleeding on. She's sitting on a foam mattress like this.
Where was the actual mattress at?
Probably there with them gunshot holes that the county carted off and we never got nothing done with. There was no act. So she had gotten a new mattress while I was still home 6 years ago when I lived at home. In between time, Sean had gotten her ex baby daddy, not her husband, Sean, had gotten her a new mattress. All of that was nothing sitting there on the bed frame but a big foam rubber topper, and she's just sitting on it, just laying on it. There was nothing there, nothing at all. So when I'm reading off the contents of your washing machine, my moldy towels and rags, girl didn't even fathom her that her towel, where's her blankets and stuff that was taken off the bed? Where were they?
So the mattress that the picture was taken of, when
you've never seen that? Jonna hasn't.
I've seen the pictures. Yes, I've seen them. What I'm asking is, I'm trying to establish a basic timeline. Even though I've got a timeline, I'm trying to pinpoint. And this is one thing you do when you're doing missing persons.
The day he got his teeth pulled, the day he got his teeth pulled, something happened between that and whenever she finally told Debbie he was gone. I believe he was gone that night that he got his teeth pulled. I believe something went on between that picture of her holding his head up where he doesn't even look like himself. The very next day, I believe, is when it all went down, in between that night and the next day. And then I get
confused on these pictures because, like, the one I seen was the one with the tape on his mouth, and just some other pictures of him, but I did not see the one I don't guess.
Oh, she's in the bed. She changed the profile picture to them two, and she's holding his head up, and he looks gone in that picture. He looks gone.
Can somebody get me a copy of that picture sent to my email? Because I can tell you if it's I don't know if y'all are familiar with the Summer Wells case or not.
Whitney has it. But
yeah, somebody can send me that. I probably just threw September into a shock when I said somebody's name.
Well, I'm just saying, all the stuff, the timeline is the day he got his teeth pulled, within 24 hours of that, I'm telling you, he was gone.
What day was that he got his teeth pulled?
What was that? Girl, I'm going to tell you right now. You'll have to ask Jonna that kind of stuff because you'll have to ask Jonna. But the night of graduation, that graduation, when I spent the night in the hotel room, she asked me.
Pemiscot County graduation? Is that what we're talking about?
Cooter. He graduated from Cooter. What year did Julio graduate? Piper? 2020. Yeah. So the night of that graduation, I went straight to Jonna's. Asked her. I went out there the next day. I went out to Ashley's the next day for my son's graduation. The next day. Then that night, I went back to the hotel room. He was gone. He showed me himself in the hotel room that night. And I know that may sound crazy, but he showed me himself.
That's a confirmation. Believe it or not, that's a confirmation.
Well, he showed me. He showed me he was gone. He showed me he was gone. He showed me. But when you're sitting there and she's describing how he was hunched over on the bed, and she's told it to, he's just laying there like this. He's just humped over like this. Because she drugged him. Somebody drugged him. Drugged him.
No, y'all, we're not talking about the picture of the comforter right now. The comforter did have an outline of the body on it, yes, and it did have decomp and it did have blood on it. But
no, girl, don't you know that was nail polish remover?
Girl, they better tell that to somebody who don't study forensic sciences, who don't know how to read autopsy reports, and who does not know anything about decomp.
Where are you going to find it at? Where
I can do all of that.
Where is it now? Where is it now?
Believe it or not, I'm sure there was some testing done on it or whatever. Those records can be subpoenaed.
Well,
they will be.
I feel like if you saw the profile picture that she posted of him, it was horrific. It was horrific.
I don't guess I've seen that.
Hold on. She's gonna find it.
Okay. September, you behave. Okay, hold on a second here. I want some pizza. Oh crap, hold on a second. Let me pull it up on here. Oh, goodness. Okay, y'all. I don't have the picture. It did not come to me yet. Amber? Amber. Did we lose Amber?
She's trying to find the picture.
Okay.
Give her
If you
just
want to, just send it to my email. If that would
okay.
work. Yeah, just send it to my
Yes.
email.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's just the way her home was. She wasn't the cleanest person
Right.
anyway. But if you saw the text messages that Mark sent me and that we shared between each other
That's
about
what I was
what was,
asking. Who got those text messages sent back to Ashley? That's what I was asking. And when they were telling me that Ashley did that herself, that's when I received I call it a download. I received a download to let you know it's not your fault.
oh, I mean,
Because, well,
I have a little
because
guilt. I have a little guilt from telling him, yeah, you should go there.
you don't need to have no guilt.
Well,
I'm to tell you you're not to have any guilt. You wasn't doing nothing but trying to save him, and that's why a while ago you guys, when we were sitting here and I just got like real quiet and stuff, that's what was going on.
nothing will
Mark
ever.
had to tell you, Amber, you have nothing to hold on to guilt about.
But if I had told him not to do it, but where was he going to go? Why wouldn't anybody else take him in?
You couldn't tell him anything. Let me tell you something, Amber. When somebody has a mind such as this Dopo does, and I mean, I hope she's watching. I do. I hope and pray she's watching, because I'm going to tell you right now, you cowards, you better leave these people alone.
Well, they don't bother me. I'm going to tell you
Well,
right
I mean,
now.
I'm just saying, because there's,
I have
if you,
stayed out of this. I have stayed out of this because if I was to say the things that my flesh wants to say, I would be. They would not care for me here. But
I already know
but
they don't care for me, and I don't give a rat's ass.
well, but I mean, I did move home for my family and my kids, and now in this community, am not who I used to be. But if I was to say what I really thought and I really felt, first off, the Holy Ghost ain't going to let me because
Now, Jesus had an attitude too. Now, Amber, hold
yeah,
on,
but
Jesus.
my flesh, if you know my flesh, the attitude of my flesh, I cannot let that rise up in me while I live down here because I just can't. You know what I'm saying? I just can't because the hostility and the anger and the things that I don't want back in my life would come back, and it would destroy everything that I have worked for, right?
I've
To this
spent
point.
2 years, Amber, digging up information, finding out information for my daughter's best friend, who was like my daughter-in-law. She was given a hot shot 2 years ago, in December of 2020. It took us 4 weeks to find her.
Well, this is
And
going on 2 years, and I
this is the first time I have not actually broke down when I'm talking about her. For real,
God
it
bless
took a
you.
lot. But when I first come back down, I'd moved off. I was living up in Festus. When I first moved back down here to Sykeston, as a matter of fact, it was October 3rd, right after my grandson was born. I walked down to the laundromat with my cousin and run right into the girl that killed Maddie. Right into her.
Well,
Right into her. And I knew it was her. I mean, I knew it. And
you know, I have wondered what I would feel if I saw her in public, but fortunately, she doesn't get out.
oh, really?
Fortunately,
Person.
I cannot fathom who feeds her. I cannot fathom who buys her cigarettes. I cannot fathom who even has contact with her anymore. You know, and let me tell you, there was a point in all of this where I had called her one day. I had been trying to get a hold of Mark and he hadn't answered, and I called her phone and she answered on FaceTime. And she panned the room all cutesy like she does. And there stood my other cousin, Sean Hunhausen. And I'm like, what is he doing there? What are you having a family reunion for me? And I don't know about it. What is he doing there? Well, he's still my husband. And I said, where's Mark? He's asleep in the back. What in the world was he doing there? What was he doing there? What was he doing there and why?
See, these are the dates I need right here. Like you're talking about how.
I will never know. I could never give you a date because.
What about on the call log?
Girl, I don't even have that phone anymore. I don't even have that phone.
Same account that you used? Your same Facebook account?
Oh, well, that I might have.
Because let me tell you something. There's this.
Well, I know I have the same Facebook.
And like the recording, she about had a whole heart attack whenever the guy, the podcast guy said there's still a way to get those call logs. There is.
I've still had my same Facebook for 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
12 years. So,
you can retrieve messages off Facebook. And let me tell you something else. The law enforcement agencies, FBI uses this tool called Snapdragon. I mean, you'd think that was the software for Android or whatever. There is a software called Snapdragon that the FBI uses. All they have to do is just plug that thing up to a phone. It don't matter if it's been wiped clean 500 times. It still pulls it.
Why is the FBI not here? Why didn't the FBI come here to begin with?
Well, probably because your great and wonderful Sheriff Grimwald down there and Michael Coleman obviously had it all under control until I talked with him was it last week, I think it was, and told him exactly what was going on with it. And
I think that they're going to do an excellent job. I think they will do an excellent job. I think that they're going to do an excellent job.
It's going to be done, trust me.
Well, I mean, I don't want to ever. I just think they've done so much for this. They've just done the best.
Pemiscot County is the one who has failed you. Pemiscot County has. The Missouri State Highway Patrol will come in. And like I said a while ago, Corey Hutchinson from Mississippi County, whenever he got escorted out of the jail and stuff as a sheriff, there's certain type of protocols, and those higher up channels don't realize all this stuff's going on because you got to think the Missouri State Highway Patrol, basically you see them in the different divisions like the drug and crime control and things like that, missing persons and stuff, but they mainly stay on the highways. Mainly. That's where you mainly see a lot of the highway
I really would rather speak to you somewhere other than this, but I don't think you know how this place operates.
I've lived in Missouri since 1994. I've been dealing with corrupt cops since 1996.
They're amazing.
I love them. They are the push that drives my tinker.
You would be amazed.
I already know, honey. I done pulled up federal records on Sheriff Grimwald today.
I think that they're amazing, and they're going to just continue to fight the good fight, and we're going to bring justice to this.
Well, the Highway Patrol will, but there is the platform.
I mean, I believe it.
There is September. I got the platform down pat, not that.
I mean, if you just had the messages between him and I of how he was leaving, how she was having she just tells you. He just tells you, Jimmy Mosley, all this stuff. Just everything is there. And it's just like.
That's why I said Jimmy Mosley and Paul Wayne Lafferty are bitch ass cowards, and Ashley ain't nothing but a dope fiend and dope hoe crack hoe thing.
Now, Paul Wayne is a child of God. Paul Wayne is a child of God. He be going to church, and he be going to church, girl.
Girl, I could break out and talking in tongues right now, but I tell you what, it ain't gonna stop the fact that I'm pissed off and I'm mad as hell.
Demons speak in tongues too. Demons speak in tongues too.
Well, I ain't no damn demon no more, but I tell you what, I ain't no murderer either, but I might could be.
On my face. Can you see the smile on my face? Girl, he's in church.
My phone just unplugged.
He's in church, girl.
Did y'all hear me?
What?
My phone just unplugged from the wall.
He's in church.
Are you, Tina Pipkins, are you talking about the note where she said, do not talk in this house, there are phones? That is typical note from someone who is geeked out of their damn mind.
Girl, that's a typical note of
Sorry,
somebody who
Tina.
knows her house
I'm
is
sorry,
done.
but that is what Ashley is. She's a dope fiending crack hoe murdering.
She don't know nothing about
Oh, I
crack.
think my phone's long now, dude. You better
Yeah,
tell
you
your
know
friends.
she's never seen crack in her life or
I'll
heroin.
tell you what, I've experimented with it all. And
I
I
can't help it.
welcomed a hot shot several times. And even I've never shot dope in my life.
I
But I
can't
tell
help
you
it.
what,
You
wouldn't nobody in their right mind do it.
You can tell I'm laughing.
I
She's
know.
never seen crack, and she lives in a cabin.
September. Hold on a second. September. You better spray some sage or something. I am plugging my phone.
I just know that if there's anybody that will see things through, that
Me.
Jonna will. Well, yeah, and Jonna will never give up.
Right.
She
And I
might.
wouldn't expect her to. Madison Elizabeth
Oh
Lambert
yeah,
was
Jenny,
my blood
and
family.
Jenny. You know what I'm saying? And I just cannot fathom how they can even see these people out in public and just look at them like they didn't let their son just be treated like nobody, or nothing,
Well,
or
I wish
nothing.
I'd have met him before all this shit happened.
He was a
He was a
sweetheart.
cutie.
He was a
He's a cutie.
sweetheart.
I love his eyes.
He was my first real baby doll. Debbie used to let me hold him. And if you know me as a child, I wouldn't have given me a baby. And she never hesitated to let me hold him.
He had a good soul. He did.
Yeah.
He had a very good soul, a kind soul. And I always wonder when people ask me if I can take on a case. I try to stay in the back part of a case or whatever where I don't have to be like out. Because it gets hard getting attached to families. And like I said, y'all stuck with me for life now. Because this is my first main one besides my family ones that I've dealt with, and besides the Idaho 4 one. So
well, we're a special kind. We're a special family. We really
they
are. I'm
say
not
that
being,
you're
I'm not
by
being
the tracks
funny.
your tribe.
I mean,
You ask my friend September in the chat right now. I'm a special kind of tribe. I go places people don't want to go.
I'm no longer the black sheep. I don't think. I think that
I might have replaced you with that.
I think that I finally. I just feel like if I had told him not to go, don't go
It
out
wouldn't
there.
have mattered, Amber. It wouldn't have mattered. That's what he told me to tell you. It would not have mattered, honey. It wouldn't have mattered.
Why?
He doesn't want any of y'all feeling guilty because he knows that all y'all did was loved him and cared about him and wanted nothing but the best for him.
Well, I mean, I just would like to see. I would like
That's
to.
why I had to get the clarification about the messages and things like that because it's been on me and on me and on me and on me. But
I just don't understand why when they pulled that out of the ditch, Okay, when she tells me or asks me, do you think they searched that ditch out back? And I'm like,
let me tell you the thing with this comforter in the ditch thing. He's not in that ditch back there. He wasn't in that ditch. The way the shape of that body is on that comforter, that is decomp. That's a typical decomposition. It's typical. I mean, it's
so why would they
trigger
take that
warning
one
right
place?
here.
Why would they put that one place and take the risk of driving around with him?
They didn't drive far. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They didn't drive far. He's real close. And I promise you that now after talking to you and seeing that, yeah, I know, yeah.
I mean, I kind of feel I'm never going to shake the fact that I feel like the river was so high because it had been one of the first times, I'd only been like home maybe two other times in the 6 years that I was gone. And so going around the riverfront is, part of my life. So when I went around the riverfront, it was so high. And then you got this boat pilot that knows the entire river, hence her husband, that I'm like, I feel like anybody in their right state of mind, but now we're talking about tweakers, so they might not have been, but I feel like he was in the river. You know, like that's the most obvious place because the turtles down here can eat dogs.
He's not in the river either, honey. He's
Praise
not.
God. So do you
He's
think we'll
somewhere
ever see?
close. He's somewhere close. But I'm gonna put this picture up here on the screen because over here in the true crime community, we get a bad name. But when some of us have ways to he didn't say, yeah, he Tina, I just trigger warning for those of y'all. Yeah, he wasn't in that blanket for long. I got the picture. Hold on, I'm gonna share it. September Virgo. I want you to look at this picture. Remember Summer Wells. I want you to tell me what you see.
Well, it's 10 and I got to babysit in the morning, so I'm gonna go home. And it was
Okay.
nice talking to you. And
You too. And listen, Amber,
I'll get your stuff
anytime.
I'll get your stuff from Jonna.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I'll make sure, my main
But
stuff's
I
running
just
across the bottom of the screen,
this is
but
the
you get my numbers from her.
I've ever spoke about anything because I cannot. Nobody wanted to hear it. Nobody wanted to read it. Nobody wanted to see it, and I was just discounted. And everything that he had ever sent me or she had ever said was discounted. And I cannot, while I live here or afar, speak ill of this wonderful justice system down here. This
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Well, I tell you what, we're weeding out some snakes, and we're weeding them out daily. I'm calling them out. I mean, it
Well,
is what it is, and I'm not going nowhere.
you know, she had a very close relationship with one
I
of
already
the,
know.
yeah, very close,
I already know. It's
very
not
close.
going to save her. It's
No,
not.
it
It's not going
can't.
to save her.
It can't. But also the kind of stuff that she
There's
knew.
going to be quite a few going and doing some prison sentences. That's going to be facing the death penalty.
Well, I mean, all that I can say is I hope that they repent, be baptized in the name of Jesus
I don't
Christ.
even care if they repent or not because they're all going to hell in my book with gasoline drawers on.
Well, I mean,
And they better hope the law gets them before I do. I mean, I'm just saying.
I do, and I do.
But y'all hear that? Yeah, I made a threat. I don't care.
I mean, I just really believe that. I just want Debbie to know that I'm grateful that she just never kept that baby away from me when he was little. And he was my best friend. There were so many times with Donna and me and him riding in the back seat when I would go. I'll never forget. We would go pick him up, and
He
we'd
said
be in
quit
her
crying.
Buick. We would be in her Buick, and I'm so small, such from a small town that when we would go from Aunt Marcia's house to Braggadocio, it felt like it took forever, and that we was going so far away to pick him up. And now that I'm grown, in hindsight, it wasn't that far. But I mean, she would always, not willingly all the time, take me with her, but I would stay. Aunt Marcia would have, I'd get to go with Jonah and I'd get to ride and we'd go get him. And, we just play and play and play and play. And like, I just wish that he would have that, that I'd have had that opportunity with his children, but I wasn't living that a right kind of life to be a part of it. And now I'll never know him with his own kids. I'll never know. When I see his son at places and I'm like, oh my God, that's Mark, just dead out. He looks just like him.
He said you knew the best part of him.
That was the best part of my life too.
I know, but he said you knew the best part of him.
That was when I was growing up out there, I didn't have the best mom. She wasn't around. She was busy. She was drinking and having a good time. And Aunt Marcia's house was like our home. It's like where we were at home. And that was the only part of my life until my life now that God has given me a second chance in life and a real chance. That was the only part of my life that ever was any good. Donna would ride us around on the loop and we'd pester her to death to just, it was good. We did have good times. And I'm just, I would love to see justice done for him. But mostly I would just like to know where he's at. So we can,
He's not far from her house.
so we will have peace with that. And Debbie will get to have her son home.
He's not far from the house. And we're gonna, I promise you, we're gonna get him home.
Amen.
And I don't make promises like that. I don't, and you can ask my friend that's here in the chat with me. I don't make these promises unless I can
just want
usually
his
back it up.
remains to be with his mother and where she chooses to have him. That's her baby. That's her baby. Her only baby. And when you hear Ashley talking about her daughter and all this and how she didn't raise nothing. There was a time when that little girl
Ashley
was
better
little.
raise her ass up out of some piss, the shit, some blood that she's in because she's going to jail.
When she
for
was
death.
little, when her daughter was little and had a trach in her throat, we'd be sitting in the house and she would shut that door. And I'll never forget Lakin's little fingers coming under the bathroom doors going, Mama, 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 come out. And I'm like, Ashley, go out there with your kid. She wouldn't quit smoking cigarettes because my kid's dying and I'm going to keep smoking until for my nerves. Her child couldn't even be in the same room with her because she wouldn't quit smoking cigarettes. And she had a trach in her throat. So all this I raised.
The baby had a trach in her throat?
Yes, her daughter had a trach in her throat. Yes. She never.
Just keep talking because she gonna September, you might have to come bomb me out of jail, honey.
Yeah. She did. Thank God for her sister raising that child. Thank God. Thank God. But I got to go. I got to go home and Whitney's got to go to bed.
All right. Well, I appreciate you. Get my information from them and I appreciate it.
I would just like anybody that's on this feed to know that I think the most of our sheriff's department.
I don't think highly of them at all. I think they're a big old
I
pile
just
of
think
shit.
They're amazing and they have done wonders.
I do. I think they're a big old pile of dog shit and they better leave y'all alone because like that saying off the tombstone, tell them I'm coming and hell's coming with me. Well, I'm there and hell is with me.
I'm just praying for them all to do the right thing and do what they need to do to help Debbie and Mark's family. You know what I'm saying? But I can't say those type things because I live here and I think they're amazing.
And you see my bond money right there. Just put, I got you, girl.
Well,
yeah,
you can see my face is telling
anything, but they will. Yeah,
I think that they're just.
It's all right. Everything's gonna be all right.
They're spot on. I would highly recommend that your child doesn't come up missing down here in this area, though.
I done had it happen a few times. I'm telling you right now. I hope you tell Mark to stay out of my light socket. Now I done relay that message. Now, yeah.
Bye. Okay. Good night. I got to go.
Good night. Bye. Take care, Amber.
Yeah.
I hate channeling. I'm just gonna say I hate the channel because it drains me. I don't know. September, you probably caught it, but like I was saying before Amber got here, I do have a way of relaying messages and things like that. And my phone thing come unplugged from my wall over here. So I mean, now I'm really drained. I might take a nap tonight. I might have no choice but to take one. So we've got that clarified. Like I said, tomorrow, if I don't hear anything back in the morning, I've got to make some phone calls in the morning anyway. So y'all pray I can get my baby cousin home. His mom's on hospice, so I have to try to get her home or try to get him home for her. Does anybody have any other questions for me? Anybody want to see me raise hell one more time? And Miss Jenny, I got the email. And oh yeah, that's what I was gonna hold on for a second. Hold up. Who's not a good fibber? Me? I damn sure am. I'll have you know. I can fib better than any of them. Just saying I can. All right, hold on a second. Let me find it here. Where is that picture? Is that it? Nope. Hold on a second, y'all. I gotta find this thing here. Here's the fun part when I get to finding the tabs and everything else. So Nope. Nope. So it's in my picture frame. Oh goodness, where'd y'all go? I lost y'all. I'm back. Now I just want to say thank you to the family for allowing me to assist with y'all's case and help try to get Mark home. Well, it ain't no help. Try to. We're gonna get him home. Just got a lot of things clarified through talking with her. Let me see here, Tab. I know you are, woman. All right, so okay. I'm waiting to see this thing pop up. Can y'all see this picture yet? Y'all should be able to see it. September, do you see that picture? Yeah, you're gonna have to. I done had about 5 cows and everything else on it. This picture right here, have I seen this picture before? Let's see if we can zoom in some here. To me, it appears like, I don't know, I'd have to, well, that helps some right there. So she took that of him. I guess they're supposed to be sitting there like lovey-dovey or whatever. I don't know. He could, man. September, who's the one that handled the pictures for Summer's case? Do you remember? That's what I was saying. Do you remember who did all the pictures for Summer for her case? So this, it says Tuesday at 12:06 on here. Was this the Tuesday before the 2nd, I guess, Miss Jenny? Somebody. That's what she was saying. I mean, it looks like she's saying something deceitful. What I'm talking, the milk jug picture, Summer Wells milk jug picture, the one where she's sitting on the milk. Don't ask me, handled her picture. I know we all went through them and stuff like that, but I want to say that somebody, was it prison, was it interview, was it TIR that really, September, these people here, these Miss Jonna and Miss Jenny and them, boy, they as real as they get. I like them. I do. And you know, it's hard for me to click with somebody for real. And I mean, they ain't never gonna get rid of me. So what I'm asking though, it says Tuesday on there. Is this the Tuesday before the 2nd, by any chance? Man, I remember June of 2020 like it was, oh. I was living in a shed. I made it the sure shed because I sure in the hell said it. That's what I did. All right, I got to take that picture off. I can't watch it. I can't look at it. So hold on. I'm drained now, y'all. Thanks. Love y'all. No, I have a little bit of a headache, and it happens after that happens to me. I'll find out exactly when that picture was. I'll get the exact date of it because I have tools. I believe this Monday or Tuesday of the week he disappeared. Okay. I'm going to break out a calendar here after a while. If not tonight, tomorrow. And try to pinpoint. I need to get with you and Miss Jenny sometime this week, possibly. Yeah, probably. So that's the second. That's what I thought. It appears to me in that picture that he has been. He's not feeling no pain in that picture. I can tell you that. But for somebody who was sad and was someone who was unhappy, I'll probably still be on for a little bit more September. Johnny Cash is outside running around. So you do know he got shot, don't you? The cat. But anyway, he's doing a whole lot better now. The BB's about out. Anyway, so what I gathered from that picture right there was that he's not hurting for really. He's actually in a state of altered mental status where he what some would say for those who have been unhappy in a situation or whatever and they are being unalive. Johnny Cash outside September. I'm sorry. Let that joker stay out there for a while. Anyway, so when someone like Mark was very unhappy with her. He was very, very unhappy with that girl. And he was trying to hold on to a little bit of hope so he could get away from this area and get up there with her. He was gonna go and get away. This girl she was talking about being able to see him in the motel room. That gives me some clarification to something I had seen that I hadn't even told Miss Jenny yet. But yeah, Tuesday after his mom talked to him for the last time on Monday. You're welcome, Sheila. When that picture was taken, he was getting ready to be, I guess you could say, he was scared being there. He didn't, there was drug activity, and that's why I want to know who her plug was and things like that. There was drug activity. He didn't like it. He didn't want to be around it. He wanted something better for his life. It breaks my heart, man, because dealing with missing person cases, we try to hold on to every last pinch of hope that your loved one a loved one is going to come home safe. But unfortunately, I'd give my life right now for Mark or Madison or my nephew to come back through the door. But unfortunately, they've been victims of cruel, cruel people. That's why I said they're cowards. That's why I said that they're plain and simple, they are. Because for someone to take the life of another human being and not have any remorse, not have any type of decency in them to let someone know. That's why Missouri now has the Good Samaritan law. I think it's been in effect for a few years now. But the Good Samaritan law is if something happens, like a drug overdose or even a gun goes off or something, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on the gun part, but I know with drug overdoses, if you witness someone experience an overdose, then you can call and get medical help for them, and you won't have to be in any trouble or whatever for that. Because used to it'd be like a conspiracy type thing. I've lost many people in the past couple of years hell, ever since I come home from prison, to be honest, ever since 2014, losing people like that. And some were malicious and some were accidental. I wish I could say that everyone I have lost wasn't accidental. I can't. Um, Murder cases, and that's when they turn into murder cases. And you going to bed, Miss Jenny? Okay, I love you too. I will talk to you tomorrow. I'm probably going to catch me maybe a little nap tonight, possibly. I'm not 100% sure. I might just be saying that so if Ashley's watching, she can try to come be biggity bop to get her boppity bop 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 all the way down the road. But yeah, I love you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. I got to call the prison in the morning when I get up, so I'll do that. And then as soon as I call the prison, I'll get on the horn with DDC. But I always hate situations like this right here. Over the summer, we had a case of a 16-year-old girl out in California, Kylie Rodney, that was pre-Adventure. Adventures with Purpose, please no one reach out to them. There is no more Adventures with Purpose. The founder of Adventures with Purpose was Jared Lysick. At one point in time, I followed them. I was with them from the time that they basically went to recovering cold cases and stuff like that up until just this past year. Jared Lysick, the founder of Adventures with Purpose, has been charged and arrested on charges of child rape. He had a 9-year-old cousin, and he was 17, and what he did to his cousin was just wrong, unthinkable. And I mean, his cousin took a long time for for his cousin to come forward. I commend her. I commend any victim who comes forward with situations like that. I commend them. I encourage victims to come forward. I am a survivor of that. But these type of cases with Kylie, for instance, whenever it wasn't her case, it was the case of Ashley Bush, where the Waterman, the Amber and Jamie Waterman from Arkansas kidnapped Ashley and brought her up here to Missouri, killed her because she was pregnant, and they wanted the baby. Or Lucy Amber, whatever her name was, wanted the baby. So when I found out that Ashley had been killed, the Ashley Bush girl from Arkansas, I did a live, and I just about gave up. But then I remembered why I do what I do, and that's to get justice and to be a voice for those who no longer have a voice. Like Mark here, like my Madison, my JR, none of them have a voice now except for us. We have to be that voice. That is why my name on YouTube is Voice for the Voiceless. The Boot Hill Sleuth. I guess that's just my stage name now. It used to be Sweet Tea. But I want y'all to know that I'm here. I'm here for the long run. I told Miss Jenny the same thing I am. I'm here for the long run. I'm not going nowhere. We are going to get justice. And one way or the other, we're going to. I mean, my track record serves me. I said that Corey Hutchinson would pay for what he was doing, and he lost his hour of service as peace officer. Told Darren Can he would regret not filing that arrest warrant in my case. He's pushing daisies now. He died of COVID, though. I promise I don't know nothing about anything like that. But anyway, if no one else has any other questions or any other things for me tonight, we've been on for 2 hours and 27 minutes. I didn't have my charger pulled out my wall over here by either y'all's angels or my angels. And I mean, it could be mine. I mean, my brother's anniversary is tomorrow, Maddie's and Jason's today. So it could be anybody. It could be a case I haven't even worked with yet. So who knows? But if no one else has anything else for me, I'm going to close out this live. September will message me once she gets back in. Make sure I'm still in the state of Missouri and still in my camper. I love my mods. I do. I love them. I love all my people that I work with. I'm thankful for everyone. You leaving too, Miss Jana? Hey, I wouldn't be able to do all these efforts right here that I'm putting forth if it wasn't for you guys doing a big. I mean, y'all solved the case pretty much. Y'all just need a little bit of help pinpointing the location, and I believe we've been able to do that now somehow, some way. It's not some way somehow. It's by me speaking with y'all. Sorry, I got blunt and things like that. That's just me. You have to. Sometimes you have to get like that so people can see that you do mean business, and I do. I do mean business from the bottom of my heart, and it's just my intentions to get Mark home for y'all and help y'all get justice and help get closure, because this took me a long time and I still struggle with some things. So yeah, y'all if I ever do take on another case like this, I hope that the next case I take on like this has got as many people willing to go the extra mile and things like that to get stuff done. We've had up to almost 40 people in here watching, and I'm thankful for that. I appreciate it. Make sure y'all like the stream. Again, like I said, if anybody wants to do any donations or whatever like that, the information's on the screen. Like I said, anything that I get, it goes right back into my company, basically. It goes to buying, the things I need for the company, like the data and things like that. So I appreciate it every bit. Every one of my viewers. I have like 140 subs is what I've seen when I come in. I may have lost a few. I don't care. I lose them all the time, but stay true. Stay you. Don't ever be blue. Because the sun's going to come out just when you think it ain't. And if y'all had asked me 2 years ago if I'd be able to sit here and say the things positively like I'm saying now, I'd have said hell no. Especially on the night I found out my brother had passed, which will be tomorrow. So I appreciate every one of y'all. And I think I am going to go in there and fix me a little quick bite. Well, no, I got some stir fry back here. I think I was going to heat up and have me some stir fry and just kick back and rest for the night. Get back up and do it tomorrow. But I love y'all. Y'all take care. If I ask for any information, please feel free to send it to me. If you can't, my information is here on my YouTube channel in the About section. And then again, you can always reach me on Facebook as well. I will get my number and stuff to Whitney. I'll send you an email back or whatever so you can get that information to Amber. I want y'all to be safe, because even though, say we're safe and everything, people are evil and stupid out there. They are. They ain't as stupid as me. That's for real. So I love you all. And I hope y'all have a blessed and wonderful night. And I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Good night. Miss Debbie, I love you. You and Mr. Kevin.